In the spring of 1996, two young women set out for a peaceful escape in Virginia's Shenandoah National Park. They were bright, adventurous, and deeply in love. But just days into their trip, something went terribly wrong. What began as a tranquil getaway turned into one of the most disturbing unsolved crimes in modern park history, a case that would baffle authorities for nearly 30 years. And now, after decades of silence, the FBI has finally revealed the name of the killer. Chapter 1. Two Lives, One Dream. Show clips, photos of Shenandoah National Park trails, 90s camping gear, couple holding hands. Julie Williams and Lollie Winans were both 24. Intelligent, compassionate, and lovers of nature, they met through a shared passion for the outdoors and social justice. On May 19, 1996, they left for a long-awaited backpacking trip to Shenandoah National Park, a place they believed would offer peace, beauty, and privacy. Their plan was simple: hike, camp, and return by May 28th. But they would never make it home. Chapter 2. The Disappearance. Dramatic reenactment. Concerned parents dialing the phone. Rangers hiking through woods. When their families didn't hear from them by the agreed return date, concern quickly escalated. On June 1, 1996, park rangers began combing the dense forests near the Skyland Resort, just off the Appalachian Trail. Then came a devastating discovery. At a remote, hidden campsite, the bodies of Julie and Lollie were found bound, gagged, and with their throats slit. There were no signs of robbery, no indication of sexual assault, just an execution cold, calculated, and deeply personal. Chapter 3. A case gone cold. Show news clippings, early FBI investigations, composite sketches. The brutality of the murders stunned the nation. The FBI launched a massive investigation. Dozens of agents were deployed. Suspects were questioned, but nothing stuck. For years, theories circulated. Was it a hate crime, a random act of violence, or the work of a serial killer hiding in plain sight? Despite national attention, the case faded into silence. The trail went cold. Chapter 4. A new team, a new lead. Shift tone. Suspenseful music builds. Show DNA lab scenes. Forensic work. In 2021, a fresh investigative team within the FBI's Richmond field office was assigned to revisit the case. They partnered with a private forensic lab, using advanced DNA technology that didn't exist in 1996. From several pieces of evidence preserved from the scene, they managed to extract a viable DNA sample. That DNA was entered into CODIS, the FBI's massive national DNA database. And it hit. Chapter 5. Walter Leo Jackson. The ghost from Ohio, old mugshots, prison records, Cleveland skyline. The profile matched Walter Leo Jackson Sr., born November 2, 1947. A name largely unknown to the public but very familiar to law enforcement. Jackson was a convicted serial rapist from Cleveland, Ohio. A man with a decades-long criminal history involving abduction, rape, and violent assaults. At one point, he was even listed as a possible suspect in other unsolved crimes, but never linked to the Shenandoah case. What's chilling is this. Jackson was known to frequent Shenandoah National Park during the 90s. He worked as a residential painter, often traveling to remote areas. But he had evaded detection for decades, until now. Chapter 6. Justice After Death. Photo of prison, obituary record. Show family photos of victims. Walter Jackson died in March 2018 inside a prison in Cuyahoga County, Ohio, never facing trial for what he did to Julie and Lollie. His death closed one door, but opened another. DNA doesn't lie. And with this match, the FBI formally closed the case in 2024, finally naming Jackson as the murderer in one of the most haunting crimes in national park history. United States Attorney Christopher R. Kavanaugh said, "After 28 years, we are now able to say who committed the brutal murders. I hope today's announcement provides some small measure of solace." Chapter 7. Lingering questions, dark woods, slow panning shots of the trail. Though the case has been officially closed, many questions remain. Why did Jackson target these two women? Was it random, or did he know them? Could he be linked to other unsolved murders in the region? The FBI believes this may not be the end of Jackson's story. They're asking anyone with information about Walter Jackson, especially his travels through the 1980s and 1990s, to call 1-800-CALL-FBI or submit a tip online at tips.fbi.gov. Chapter 8: The Hidden Message in the Murder. As investigators examined the crime scene, one detail stood out: there was no sign of robbery, no use of the victim's belongings. The act itself was ritualistic and precise: ropes, gags, and deep throat wounds. Some theorized it could be a hate-driven act, especially considering Julie and Lollie were a same-sex couple at a time when LGBTQ relationships were often hidden or targeted. Though the FBI has not declared it a hate crime, activists and community members have long suspected that their relationship may have been a motive. Was Jackson stalking them? Did he watch them set up camp? Did he know who they were? Those answers may have died with him. Chapter 9: Survivors of the Park. In the years following the murders, a chilling silence settled over Shenandoah. Female hikers, especially LGBTQ women, reported feeling unsafe in national parks. Attendance dropped. Rumors swirled about a Shenandoah killer stalking the woods. Some women changed how they hiked, going only in groups, avoiding solo camping. Others stopped visiting altogether. The murder of Julie and Lollie cast a long shadow over a place meant to offer peace, not terror. Chapter 10: The Science That Spoke. The breakthrough in the case came from something not available in 1996: advanced DNA extraction from degraded evidence. The private lab, specializing in forensic genealogy, used trace biological material, a hair, a partial print, or even touch DNA, and built a profile strong enough to upload to CODIS. Incredibly, it matched a man already dead. But the evidence was so strong, so precise, that the FBI had full confidence in naming Jackson. This wasn't just a victory for justice. It was a victory for science. Chapter 11: Who else did he hurt? Walter Jackson didn't just commit one crime. He was a serial predator known to have kidnapped and assaulted multiple women across Ohio and neighboring states. Now that his name has resurfaced, several law enforcement agencies have reopened their old files, cases where a man attacked hikers, campers, or isolated women and was never caught. The FBI believes Jackson may be responsible for more murders, some still unsolved to this day. He was a ghost in the woods, slipping past police for decades. Chapter 12: Echoes for the Families. Emotional tone, soft piano music, photos of families holding vigils. For Julie's and Lollie's families, time did not heal the wound. Every birthday, every holiday, every May, the pain returned. They waited 28 years, not just for an arrest, but for an answer. And though Jackson will never stand trial, the DNA match gave them something they never had before: the truth. In a heartfelt statement, one family member said, "We never stopped hoping." They were more than a headline. They were daughters, friends, and fearless women